First and foremost, this video is not regarding the scaling of VND or AND Wiki. I am not going to scale them at all. This is just to let those people know who thought I was going to scale either of these verses by looking at the title of the video, pre-hand, as to not waste their valuable time. So that out of the way, let me get straight to the points. Firstly, let's talk about the website of both of these verses. So both All Dimensions Wiki and Verses and Dimensions Wiki are created through a website called Fandom. Fandom is a wiki hosting service that hosts wikis mainly on entertainment topics, and with a registered Fandom account, anybody can make these type of wiki page if the review system allows you to do so. Both of them are extremely easy to do, and once you register you can use their services, which provides facilities to host a wiki page, and also to foster a community, with the help of features like polls and other features. If you go to the site you can see the logo of Fandom under both of these wikis. So the point I am trying to state from this is that both of these pages are not any professionally programmed pages of any official character or verse. They are simply just a wiki page made up by a group of people. So this is just to clarify, these characters and pages are not any kind of official published work or anything. They are just simple wiki pages regarding cosmic entities and dimensions, which can be made by anyone. Literally anyone. Even you can write a page regarding your own character and try to add it into the wiki. And if the moderation team allows it, then your character would get added into the wiki. I don't know how strict the moderation team actually is, but from the looks of it, Verses and Dimensions Wiki seems to have a better moderation team behind them, as their page seems more moderated than All Dimensions Wiki. But that out of the way, let's now talk about some of the characters. Let's start from Hyperman. Firstly, let me just mention this. The images that you see are just illustrative images. These are not original image created by the writer of Hyperman. The original image comes from a visual artist called Denlu Visi, from their book called Last Man Standing, Killbook of a Bounty Hunter. And in their Instagram handle they have posted this image, and this character is known as Hex. So Hyperman has no original image. The only original thing about it is its writing. And compared to most of the characters in the wiki, Hyperman is at least fairly written, as some of them are just made just for the purpose of scaling and being overpowered. In terms of writing, once again, VND is better than All Dimensions Wiki. In All Dimensions Wiki there's so many characters, which are made plainly for the purpose of scaling with no other purpose. And if you have seen my previous video, you will know what I think about characters made only for the purpose of power scaling or being overpowered. Now, I don't mean to say that an overpowered character cannot be well written, and matter of fact is that I know characters which are overpowered and yet well written, like Scarlet King, SCP-3812, and many other characters prove that a character can be strong and simultaneously well written. But in All Dimensions Wiki characters like Zenith, which like Hyperman has no original image, but unlike Hyperman has no fairly written story, only made for the purpose of power scaling, are seen more. The illustration image of Zenith is an album by Psychomantium called One Aeronaut. The release date of this album is more than a decade old, so obviously the image of Zenith is not its original. It is just representational image taken by the author. And unlike Hyperman, who has an at least decent writing, Zenith basically is close to nothing to offer. It is just a pile of fallacies which cannot be scaled. If you just go to the page of Zenith, the description is just purely made up of no-limit fallacy statements and metafictional bullshit. I would just quote one of the paragraphs written regarding Zenith, which would be more than enough for you to understand what they are cooking. The Zenith is a beyond transfictional supreme being of true power. The Zenith is beyond pan-trans omnipotent, beyond pan-trans omnipresent, and beyond pan-trans omniscient. I think that's more than enough for you to get the idea of what I am trying to explain. There are more paragraphs regarding its power, and also a line saying it's the strongest fictional character. The grammar in the paragraph at some points makes the statement almost impossible to understand. The characters like Zenith and True Creator from All Dimensions Wiki makes it almost certain that the focus of the page is completely on meaningless upscaling characters. And I'm not saying all the characters are like that. Some might be good. And I saw some characters that are joke characters. So all in all, scaling the entire thing is a messy thing to do due to uncertainties and fallacies. And even in comparison of cosmological hierarchy, verses and dimensions is better and more sensible than all dimensions wiki. And even for information purposes, also verses and dimensions wiki is better. And now it might seem like a V&D wiki meat writer, but if you compare them side to side, you will see what I am talking about clearly. Now, all that out of the way, let's get to the most important part of this video. This one could be controversial to some, but I could care less about it. In the beginning of the video I mentioned that anybody can write a page in any of these wikis with the registered fandom account if the moderation team allows them to do so. So these projects and pages are all written by individual creators or groups, and are not an officially published work. They are not published works. They are basically pages written in a wiki page by individuals or groups with simple access to a platform, which helps host wiki pages like this easily. So all the characters from both the wikis are in fact, if you haven't guessed it already, an OC. It doesn't matter if it is created by a single person, group or community, it is still an OC. So it doesn't matter where they scale or how well written they are. They all fall under OC fallacy, hence, they all are unscalable, and also are rejected from being power scaled at all. And this just does not apply on only versus dimensions wiki and all dimensions wiki, it applies to all the other fandom wiki pages like them. So, all in all, thousands of characters are declared unscalable. But I still appreciate the fact that both of these verses manage to foster a community, and also, they have at least some amount of effort put into their projects and works, which is admirable. And that's more than what could be said about some others. I don't mean any kind of hate or disrespect towards either of the wikis, it's just from now on both of the wikis along with all the other such fandom wiki pages are declared unscalable due to OC fallacy. So from now, they won't be scaled at all.